Hi, I'm Maggie.
Hi, I'm Grace, and this is
A Very Bookish Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to A Very Bookish Podcast. This is episode 4, and thank you guys for joining us. I'm Grace.
I'm Maggie, and today we have a special guest with us. We have Kate, who is our friend, and her Instagram is @nauticalreads. And Kate, do you have anything to say? I don't know.
I wish I could plug my TikTok, but I don't have one yet. But we'll see where the wind takes us, I guess. But yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you guys. I'm actually so excited. When you guys started talking about the podcast and our book club, I was like freaking out because I just like was excited to hear you guys talk. Then when you asked me to be a guest, I was like, no, like you're not even considering me. That's insane. So I'm like blown away. I'm honored. So thank you.
We had to have you on because like we have such good conversations in our book club. You're part of the reason why we always go extra long on our book club. No.
Yeah, she definitely was. You definitely were the first person we wanted on the podcast. We were like, okay, who are the first people we want? And it was you and Celine. We were like, we have to have Celine and Kate. Those are our must-haves. Those are our first two that we want to have. And I mean, we met you through like, I never knew you before our book club. So like, it's so weird how close all three of us have come like throughout these months, because like of course I'm the one who's crying about my bookish boyfriend late at night, and you two are the one who respond to my stories on my Snapchat like I'm gonna cry with you and stuff. So
yeah,
absolutely. I feel like sorry.
Okay. Who was it that told you about our book club when we first started?
Oh my gosh, I've always wanted you guys to ask me this. Okay. It was Grace's TikTok that I saw. Like Grace constantly popped up on my For You page. And this was like way back when, where I just followed like some of my like friends, but no bookish people. But then I was just always seeing Grace, like, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should follow her. Like I like her stuff. And then you popped up saying that you're starting a book club. And I was like, why the hell wouldn't I join this book club? I just read Serpent and Dove. I'm about to read Blood and Honey. And this was actually, I just started Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, because that and Blood and Honey were released on like the same day. And I read Kingdom of Flesh and Fire first. And then I was like, well, I need someone to help me read Blood and Honey. And that was you guys, because it was like a huge book hangover from JLA's content, you know. But that's how I saw Grace's TikTok, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try this out. And I joined, and I think it was just us and Lauren, and we always have a fantastic time. So it's been awesome so far. And I talk to you guys like every day. I don't even talk to like my like other friends every day. It's
Same.
Crazy.
I don't think I talk to my friends in real life. I talk to them maybe like once a week, maybe even farther than that. But you guys, I talk to you guys like every single day.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it definitely like it's weird because I talk to y'all the most, and I talk to like your book club Snapchat group and stuff. I talk to y'all so much more, but like of course I have like Carly, shout out to Carly. I talk to her on a daily basis, but like it's weird because like I've never met y'all in person, but y'all are like the closest people I am to right now. And I just think that shows you like the value of TikTok and having a TikTok and meeting people on TikTok, because it was definitely cringy when we all first met on our first book club meeting.
Couple meetings were like, so hi guys, we don't know what we're doing here with this.
Yeah.
So did you guys like what we read? Did you guys like it? And it was like the most awkward, because when Maggie and I started this, we started with Blood and Honey as a read along, because we were just starting our friendship. And we were like, you know, wouldn't it be cool if you and I read Blood and Honey together? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. What if we did like a group read along, like other people could join? And then we just like ran away with it. We're like, okay, I'll make a banner for it. And then I made like our little digital flyer for it. We posted the TikToks. We're like, okay, we're running with it. We're going to do it. And I was scared that we were going to get too many people. But then I'm just like, nobody's going to listen to me. But then we ended up getting like a little small group. And our first Blood and Honey discussion, we were talking about Serpent and Dove, kind of wrapping up the book, what we thought Blood and Honey what things would happen in Blood and Honey and things like that. And then you met up with us during our second meeting, which was like our halfway point. So technically you've been there since the beginning, because the first meeting was kind of like that awkward high.
Yeah.
That first book club meeting, you were there for.
True.
I know.
And I haven't missed one since.
You have not missed. All three of us have not missed one. And it's so weird to think that, like, it's literally every other week or something. We're like seeing each other on Zoom, or like every, like, once a month. Sometimes we like go a couple weeks without doing a meeting or like reading because we're starting a book and stuff. Or we have like our little, like, we had like our Friendsgiving thing, which was chaotic in its own way. But like, it's really nice when, like, it's just me, you, Grace, and Lauren, and we're just all sitting and talking about, like, the book we read, because I think we did that for The Wrath and the Dawn and then Fable as well. It was mainly just us four talking, which it's great, and it's great to have, like, big group discussions, too, but we've gotten our little, like, group of grannies who all read together, and it's so nice, and it's so weird how it was 4 months ago we met. We met 4 months ago.
That's crazy.
It feels like it's been such a long time because, like, of how often we talk to each other. And I feel like that's kind of how it is in general with book friends, because you're jumping through all of these books together and talking through them. So it feels like so much time has passed when it's only been like a couple of weeks. And it's really crazy because so our book club, how we kind of do it is like we'll read halfway up the book, and then we'll meet up, resume during that halfway, discuss it, talk over some points, and then we'll meet up at the end of the book, and we'll have a Google Doc where all of us are editors on it, and we'll all post questions, and we'll all put quotes or theories that we have just to kind of keep the conversation flowing. And so when I was putting all of it in like one file for book club for all of us, and I was looking at how many books we've done, I'm just like, it's only been 4 books that we've done. And it was so insane to me because it feels like I've known you guys forever. It really does. I love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yes.
No, seriously, because I've been reading. I just started this year. I actually started reading like before quarantine and everything. But right when quarantine happened, I really picked up like the amount of books I was reading. But I had no one to talk to about it. Like absolutely no one. Like I was bugging my mom, and she was just like, "Get away! Like I don't want to hear about more of your books." But thank God I found you guys, because it's the only outlet I have for all of like my thoughts and feelings about all these books that we've all read. So I'm so grateful to have this group of people to talk about with, because books are amazing, you know, like who doesn't love reading a book and talking about it? So it's really awesome to have you guys.
You have read 150 books this year.
Yeah,
I saw on Goodreads
crazy.
you read 150. I was like, I thought I was doing well when I read 100 books, and then I look over at Kate and I'm like, oh, okay, Miss Thang, you can do you like
Reaching
pop
for
off
way before time.
I keep saying I'm playing catch up because like I've missed so many books. I haven't read anything since like The Hunger Games came out, I swear. So like, and Divergent. I read Divergent back when it came out too, but
Yeah,
other than
that
that,
era of books, that was
Yeah.
like the thing. At that time, you had to have read Hunger Games, Divergent, The Maze Runner, Matched. At that
I
time,
haven't read any of those either. It was literally just Divergent and The Hunger Games. I don't know what happened. I think it was just like, these are great, and I was fine with them, but
I think that kind of flows into my first question for you is what book got you into reading when you were younger and then at the start of quarantine?
that's tough. I think I read so many books when I was like really young, and I don't know if anyone's heard of these like mystery books as a kid, but they were called like the Boxcar Kids or something. And
yes,
they had this like dog called like Watchdog or something, and it was like these 4 kids, maybe it was 3, I don't know, but like I love those little mystery books, and those books like really made me a reader like going into school. But then it was like The Hunger Games again, But I can't really say that the Hunger Games got me into reading, because after the Hunger Games and Divergent, I didn't read anything else, you know? So I would say like this year, what really got me into reading was the Shatter Me series, definitely.
Yes.
And Red Queen, like that series, I really enjoyed. And I think like both of those series, like I read at the very beginning of the year, and I just loved the characters, and I thought they were such cool like worlds. And both of them are really like dystopian type books, like not even like the fantasy that I'm more into now, but like I really love them, and now I haven't stopped reading since. Like I read every single day and I love it. So I'm very grateful for the Shatter Me series and Red Queen, because they'll always have a special place in my heart. 2020, my best books to get me reading.
It's crazy because like I actually read both of those books, both series, like 6 years ago.
Right. See, that's why I'm catching up.
So I read the Shatter Me series about 6 years ago, well, even a little bit farther than that. And
Wait, that long ago?
yeah.
Wow. I thought
Yeah.
you read it this year.
Oh, I reread it this year.
Yeah. No, I thought you first read it this year. Oh, wow. Okay, sorry. That shocked me. Okay. So wait, you were what, 18 when you read it?
Yeah, I was 18. That's when I got my first job out of high school. I was a lunch monitor at a charter school that I work at currently now, and now I'm an art teacher at the school. But I started getting my own money, and I was just like, what am I going to do with this money? I have money for the first time. I'm going to buy books. That's what I'm going to do. And I bought the Shatter Me series, and I read that, and I loved it. I loved all of it. And back then it was just a trilogy. So that was it. So it was just the first 3 books plus the novellas, and that was it. And so I read the first 3 and I loved it. I love the world. I still, even when I reread it this year, I fell in love again. It's so amazing. Their characters, I love them. I love the writing style, because it's really like an insight into like Juliet's mind and like her trauma and her growth as the writing style develops with her mental development as well. I just feel like it really does a good job. And then Red Queen, I picked it up because I was at Barnes & Noble, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it looks amazing. But I didn't buy it in store. I bought it online. And because I wanted to spoil myself and feel like I was special, I ordered it online and said that it was a gift and I wanted it wrapped. So I had it sent to me, and I have a picture on my old Instagram, my personal Instagram. I have it there. And it was wrapped, and I remember writing a note saying, just because. And I was just like, why would I do that? Okay, whatever, fine. And I felt so special getting myself a book, because I'm like, it's a treat to myself. And so I opened it because the cover was so pretty to me, like that silver cover with the red, with the crown and the blood dripping. It just looks so cool. I read through it, loved the world, everything about it. And then I'm looking for the next book because it's cliffhanger at the end. The next book's not out yet. And I'm like, why did I pick this book up? No, I should have looked into that. Why did I buy it? And then I hit my reading slump, and then all the books started coming out again. So then I was out, and I read them again this year, and I fell in love again. And so those books, for sure, great books.
Yeah.
Them.
I read Red Queen, but that's not what got, like, so like I've been an avid reader like most of my life, but I've been like in spurts of reading. So like I've never been in this long of a spurt, but I would be like in a month-long reading spurt where I would read like a book a day. It was mostly during the summertime when I had nothing to do. So it was mostly summers where I would read a ton. But this year with quarantine, I was able to read. I knocked out like 80 books during quarantine. Like I pumped through books. I was doing a book a day kind of thing. And like when, but everybody knows that I started with Throne of Glass. So I started with my Throne of Glass, but I also read, she just went off. Apple Lady just went off. Sorry. I can't say her name, but Apple Lady went off. But like Red Queen, I read it so fast. I don't know about y'all, but when I had it when the series was completed. So I read all 4 books, and I feel like the first book was the best. Does anybody else feel that way, where the first book was definitely the best, and she could have ended it at the first book? Like she could have written 1 book. I feel like.
Yeah,
The
I
first book,
definitely love the first book.
mhm. After that, like this, I read the second one and it was okay. Like I could see where it could keep going. But then by the time I got to the third one, I'm just like, it's just
It's not where you thought it would go.
Yeah, I mean, the whole world and kind of the power system that they had and mixing in with the royalty in it, and I was just like, okay, that's great, I like that. And then it kind of just went in a direction that I was just like, it's not the same. And like the first book, it literally starts up and then it kind of just drops down with each book, including like the romance and that power line and with Mal and Cal.
I really loved Mare and Maven. Wait, is that his name, right?
Okay, yeah.
I like literally can't even remember because I read it so early on this year, and I loved him. And I was just like, I really was shipping them throughout the entire series. And then I was just like, not how I wanted it to end up, I guess.
Yeah, see,
spoilers. Oh my gosh. Wait, are we allowed to do spoilers on here?
Yeah, so we're going to spoil Red Queen for you. So if you haven't read Red Queen,
skip ahead 30 seconds.
Skip ahead. But I hated Maven and Mare together. I was a Mare and Cal shipper the whole thing.
Okay.
Like I was all the way Mare and Cal because I hated the idea of like Maven wanting to like imprison Mare and stuff. Like in his own way, it was like a way of like showing love and stuff, but it was just so twisted that I just couldn't ship them together. And that's why like that was kind of like one of my questions that I was going to ask you is like, where is your line for when a villain character, like a bookish boyfriend, is too much? Like we've seen it with Chaol in Apple Lady went off again. Again. Okay, so we saw it in Throne of Glass with Chaol. So like, what's the line for you with a bookish boyfriend when they cross it too far and you can't ship them anymore?
That is a really tough question because I feel like in every situation it's different, right? So like when I think of this, I'm mainly picturing Chaol, who I really don't like. And
yeah, careful for spoilers.
Seriously, I'm so worried. Okay.
I mean, we know who she ends up with. I think that's been spoiled.
You know who she ends up with, but I want to feel the betrayal because I feel like it's going to be one.
Yeah. But Chaol's betrayal is like, I feel like it's lighter than some of these other book boyfriends.
Yeah.
Maven, oh my God, like he has a terrible, like,
that
you know,
was definitely like a
yeah. So it's obvious, like we really shouldn't like him, okay? And the Darkling in Shadow and Bone, like I shouldn't like him, okay? But I do, like I love the Darkling. But the Darkling is like a villain. Maven is a villain. These are book boyfriends that we like shouldn't like, but I'm sorry, but like so many people do. Chaol is an entirely different, like an entirely different person. Chaol's not a villain, you know what I mean? Like he's not like we weren't supposed to like hate him for being like the bad guy. He's just like these little decisions that he's making just like anger me so much to the point where like I did not like I know you guys know this, but I skipped over Tower of Dawn and I read I know it's crazy, and I read the last book. And I have to go back and read Tower of Dawn because I'm not usually a DNFer, you know, I always just like force myself to read books.
Technically you didn't start it.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I'm not a DNFer,
I can't believe
but
you
I'm a
haven't
DNFer
read
for
Assassin's
the series,
Blade.
I guess. I know, I haven't read Assassin's Blade either. But I guess I'm really going on a tangent here. But basically, Chaol is just like a bad boyfriend, you know what I mean? Like he's not even like a villain or like a bad guy. Like he's just like not someone I would want by my side.
When there's no chemistry and like
like if I had the Darkling by my side, I know he would die for me. Like I know he would like really put his all out on the field for me, you know? But like Chaol, he was just like, oh my God.
I think for me it's when
such high expectations.
it's when they start to like restrict who you are, I feel like, as a person. So like we saw this with the Darkling and with Maven. That's why they kind of like the Darkling in his own way. I don't ship him with Alina, but I ship him as a person. But I don't ship him with Alina because like I hate this idea of like controlling a person so much that they lose themselves in who they are. And I feel like that's is always a turnoff with like villains. Cause like you see with Castile, he kind of was like the villain in the first and second book. He technically was like the villain, not the villain for her, like the love interest, like not meant to be with her, but like of course he is. Like he ripped the spoiler alert for Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, but he ripped somebody's heart out for her. Like, you're not supposed to love him, but he doesn't like try to restrict who Poppy is, and he compliments her so well. And I think that's when like I can really like appreciate a bookish boyfriend. But when they like don't work with the main character or like the person that you see them with, it's just like you're just kind of like
I think it also it's kind of like that boundary. Okay, so we see there's a bunch of book boyfriends that people hate love, or that people hate that people love them. Like Reese is definitely one of them that people hate, but then people love him. And so it's kind of that balance between the two. And I understand both sides, because it's just like, yeah, he did some things. But then you have to kind of see him through Feyre's eyes, and you do see him through Feyre's eyes throughout the rest of the ACOTAR series. The things that he was able to make her realize about herself. It's not about like that he changed in her eyes, but that he helped her see who she was. And that's mostly why we love certain characters like that, because they see the wonder and the beauty and the power that their woman has, and they want the world to be able to see that, to fear that, to never attack this beautiful creature, because she has the power to be everything, to be their whole world. And Reese helps Feyre do that, but then at the same time, a lot of the stuff he does is not okay. And we're not saying that they're perfect. We're not saying that they're, and you can't expect these men who are 500, 300, 200 years old to be completely perfect. You cannot do that. I was talking with Melissa a couple of days ago.
Hey, Melissa. if Melissa sees this, hi.
Listening. Hi, Melissa. Can't wait to have you on. We will get this chat too. But she had just finished From Blood and Ash, and she was talking over it with me, and she's just like, yes, I like Castile, I like him, but also. So that's the kind of the thing that you have to realize when you're talking about loving these characters. You love them, you like them, but also every character is meant to have its flaws. Otherwise you would have a boring character. Okay. We love all of these book boyfriends because they're very bad, but they do this thing that helps their woman, and I love that.
It's not feminism, but it's just like it's just like the fact that they don't try to impose who they are onto her, and like, or the guy. It's exclude arrow between them two, same thing, switch, the positions can switch. I'm trying to draw an arrow. Vice versa, thank you. It's vice versa, where the woman also doesn't try to, they complement each other so well because they see the value in the other person.
Yeah, it's all about just like being the best, or like bringing out the best in each other. And that's exactly the opposite of what Chaol was doing, right? And with the Darkling and Maven, like they're not like bringing out the best in each other. So like that's when you draw the line, and like you see that happening. So then
was it the Glass Sword was the second book? Glass Sword is the second book, right?
Yeah, and then King's Cage, I think.
Didn't he whip her in that book?
No,
he did something where he like put her in like a chain or something and had her like bow down before him. That's in the third book. Spoiler. This is just a spoiler for all the books, but like that scene is when I turned on him. That scene was when I was like, there is no going back for the relationship between them two, because I know if a man ever made me do that, like even if it's an enemies to lovers, the enemies to lovers trope is there's a fine line between like hate and love, and like they're not going to do that. Like, I feel like that is when it went too far for me. And I was like, nope, No, Maven,
Mhm.
you're down the trash chute for it put you in the trash bin for my bookish boyfriends.
And I think one
Absolutely.
of the reasons why Enemies to Lovers works so well for all of us who love it is because of when we were doing that writing seminar and we were going over romance writing and things like that. One of the authors, I forgot who it was, I think it was Sabat Tahir, was saying how Enemies to Lovers work so well because there's a level of passion and hate that you're going into against like the other person. You absolutely hate this person, but you're invested in this other person's path, their life, their wherever they're going, their goal.
well-being. You still
You're
want them to be
so-
okay.
Yeah, you're so invested that like tipping point to come over to lover side is so thin, and it's so easy to kind of come over because you're building like this romance. Essentially, you are growing together, you are hating each other together, that at a certain point it kind of goes like, well, do I really want them to go away? Because if I defeat him, then who am I gonna have, you know? And it kind of reminds me a little bit of like not that this is Enemies to Lovers, but it kind of reminds me of like the Batman Joker kind of dynamic, where like, you know, Batman and Joker, they kind of go on and they're, you know, they do their thing. Joker does his thing, Batman does his thing, but Batman never kills Joker. Joker never goes too far to kill Batman because they know that that dynamic is there.
There's a balance.
There has to be that balance, and they know that they have to keep going and they have to keep fighting each other because that's what they do. And Enemies to Lovers kind of does that same thing, but it's a little more passionate and a little more feeling. And we all love that. We love the tension.
Yeah, we do.
Tension. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a new question to Kate. I'm gonna ask, which bookish boyfriend can you relate to the most?
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, that's tough.
I know, I brought some tough questions out for you.
I'm like trying to think. Honestly, like the first person that comes to mind is Rowan for some reason. I don't know why. I just like really love his whole journey. And I know. I love him so much. Okay. He'll always be yours. I'll let him be yours. But I feel like I can just relate to him more than anyone else that I can think of, and his whole journey and like picking Aelin, I guess, you know, over Maeve and that whole process. I mean, people find him toxic too in the beginning. Like people think that whole journey was like a little bit like bad on him.
See,
but I guess
there's a difference between like the Rowan and like versus like the Darkling, and the Rowan is more like of a Castile well, not so much as Castile, because Castile was definitely into Poppy the moment he saw her. He definitely was like,
there was no turning back.
There was no turning back for so it's not like the Poppy. I'm trying to think of like one that it would be like, but like it's kind of more like the Bryce and Hunt, where they're annoyed of each other so much that they end up like finally falling for each other. And so Rowan is definitely like, so that kind of like goes into my thing, like your top 5 bookish boyfriends, because I have my list right here with me that I came up with last night. I had to sit down and think like, who is my top 5 bookish boyfriends?
Yeah, like off the top of my head. Is that what you're asking? Oh my god.
Yeah, go ahead.
I should have prepared. Like obviously this was going to be a question, right? I should have known. But I would definitely.
We're talking about book boys. You had to have them.
Seriously. Does it have to be like actually like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or can I be like, these are my top 5, but in no particular order?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, so no particular order. I would say Rowan for sure. Castile is probably my number 1 right now. Probably. And I'll put Cassian in there too. And I know Grace also loves Cassian, so this is why we get along so well.
Yes.
And I think just like based on the past like few months of reading, I would go with Khalid from Wrath in the Dawn.
Yes.
I adore him.
Love him.
And maybe Reed from Serpent and Dove. It's tough. Okay, because I feel like there's like two types of book boyfriends that I love. And it's like the ones that are like, I hate everybody else but you.
But you.
And that's like Rowan and Khalid and Reed, like Warner from Shatter Me. Like those I love those.
Love that.
And then there's like the sarcastic, like the funny guy, but like knows how to be serious. And it's just like
the fighter.
So powerful and like
the Cassian of the book.
Yeah, it's the Cassian. But like it's also Castile, right? Like he has like the best personality of any book boyfriend that I've ever read about. Like I think that's why I love him so much. But Cassian is not like, he wasn't like the main person in the beginning of ACOTAR, but like Castile is like the head of the show. And, like that's why I love him.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah. I love the sarcasm out of those two. So I'll have to throw them in there.
Yeah, no, I feel like both Casses are, because they're both Cass. It's so funny that they're both Cass.
I love them so much. I literally want to make a shirt that says Team Cass, and then when people ask me like, oh, and I'm just like, both of them.
You can put Cass squared, so it's like
Cass squared. Yeah,
make sure.
I would get that.
Make a sticker off of that. Everybody, keep an eye out. Cass squared for Castile lovers and for Cassian lovers.
If we ever have a merch shop where we'll put Team Cass squared on ours. We could put like, and if we did like a long sleeve shirt, we could put like Cassian on one side, like down, and then Castile on the other side. So like that would be so cool.
I would pay big money for that.
Gosh, I'm ready. Let me get it. Let me pull out my Cricut machine.
Also, I want to throw in Hunt, because I don't know why I just forgot about him, but he's also more of like I hate everybody else but you. But like I love him especially because of like the urban, like more like modern aspects of Crescent City that makes it like, oh, he's sitting on the couch wearing a baseball hat, like watching sports. Like I can picture that sitting right next to me. So like that's why I think it's so cool out of him, because it's kind of realistic, even though it's definitely an urban fantasy, like not real, but like I can see
realistic
that, you know?
With full angel wings splayed all over the couch. Totally realistic. I can totally see that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Grace, do you have any questions?
Yes, I do. Okay. So who was your first book boyfriend?
Okay, that's tough. I keep saying that after every single question. These are great questions. I guess I would pick Peeta Mellark from The Hunger Games. Little Baker's Boy. I loved him, and I still love him, honestly. Like I would reread those books like anytime if I wasn't trying to catch up right now. But I really loved him and his whole like soft boy like attitude back then. Now I'm into the whole like powerful
then, and back then
enemies to lovers.
Yeah, because it was back at that time. It was like that soft boy needed, like, the girl was like a little bit too rough around the edges, and she needed that like soft guy to like show her how to feel happy and lovable. Mm-hmm. And honestly though, I feel like Peeta deserved better.
Yeah, I get that.
Is it bad that I've never read them?
No, it's not.
But you've
bad.
Seen the movies, right?
I didn't watch all of them. I never like fully remember what even happens in the last two.
It's kind of like if you were reading at that era, then you read the books. But if you weren't reading at that time, then it's just like, well, you weren't reading that at that time. You missed the whole dystopian.
I think I tried to read, but then I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a thing. But
mm-hmm.
I feel like he deserved better at that time. Maggie, who was yours?
My first bookish boyfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you know the Fallen series?
Oh my gosh.
I forgot his name. That was my first. Oh, this one.
You've never read it? It's by Kate Lauren Kate?
Oh, okay.
Lauren Kate. It's like Fallen, Torment.
It's like it's Fallen Angels. Instant love, reincarnation.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what was his name.
Back then it was it. Back then it was really it. His name is I'm
trying to look through it to see if I can find it.
Oh my gosh, I'm spacing on the
Daniel.
There you go. It was like some
Daniel. It's
some
some
white-
white boy name.
Generic, could be anything.
Daniel, Luke,
David.
David.
Yeah, that was my
I gotta
first
hate
bookish
you.
boyfriend. I actually saw the movie today in store. I saw it while I was looking for the Fallen movie. Yes, there's a Fallen movie. And I saw like the DVD, like we're shelving like movies and stuff. And I saw it and I was like, I should just buy it just for fun, but it's so bad.
It is. It's like those movies that are made from books and never released in the US. Yeah. Like that. Like Vampire Academy was also one that I was like,
I actually kind of liked the first.
Okay, so if you like these movies away from the books, like
Yeah.
no tie to the book at all, they're like movies that you watch just to watch. They're not
Yeah,
movies
that's
love. They're movies that you watch to watch. Like
yeah.
I feel like watching a vampire movie. I'm gonna watch that movie.
Yeah. I know there was like a slight age gap between Rose and Dimitri in that, but I feel like the actor that played Dimitri was just like so old. Like I was like, she's in high school and you look like you're like 30.
He looked like he was 40s, and I was like 35. That's why I was kind of just like that's why I didn't like their relationship. I was just kind of like, she looks like she's 18. You look like you're 35.
Yeah, that was tough.
It was. Mine was my first book boyfriend was Edward.
I was Team Jacob when I watched the movies. I still haven't read the book, but
okay. Did you guys know that Jacob Taylor Lautner, he was like 16 when he was filming Twilight?
Yeah.
It was like 2 years after he filmed Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
2 years. Like, can you imagine that? Like Shark Boy and Lava Girl, right?
They're remaking that.
Yeah, and you know who's Shark Boy?
Who?
You don't know who Shark Boy is?
That's why we're asking.
Sharkman.
Who's Sharkman?
Well, the girl who played, I want to look this up right because I want to make sure.
I think the girl is the same, isn't she?
Yeah.
Oh wait, so it's like a remake, but it's like them older?
Older. I think so, yeah. But Taylor Lautner's not playing Shark Boy.
No.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I think there was a big thing on Twitter. I think I saw it when it was trending, and people were like mad that he wasn't Shark Boy.
They
or
were.
They took out Sharkman, whatever.
I forgot who it is, but I think it's the Latino boy that everybody's like on the craze on TikTok, who played a certain character in Star Wars universe that just had a finale.
Mandalorian.
Pedro Pascal.
I think so.
I don't know who that is.
What?
Who is that?
Pedro Pascal? You don't know who he is?
Is that the Mandalorian actor?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
Oh. He's not on Star Wars TikTok. That's probably why.
Oh, that's why.
I usually am, but I'm just on Anakin TikTok and Obi-Wan, but I'm not on Mandalorian TikTok.
Oh, Mandalorian TikTok is
some of the guys who cosplay as Mandalorian, like,
man, there was a lady on TikTok, her husband dressed up as a Mandalorian for Halloween, and I was like, have fun, girl, have fun. And there was another one who her husband dressed up as Kylo Ren, and he was a big dude, and I was like,
oh my god,
whoa.
Yeah, my boyfriend's gonna have to dress up as a 300-year-old Fae warrior every Halloween. I'm sorry, I'm gonna put the ears on him. I'm gonna strap some daggers onto him. Like,
it's a deal breaker if he doesn't do that. Honestly,
are you gonna wear?
What?
Are you gonna wear the gold nightgown?
Of course. What else am I gonna wear?
Yes. Yes.
That's gonna be
Grace,
my costume.
the fact that you know about the gold nightgown, though. You shouldn't know about that.
It's a thing that everybody knows. It's a thing.
Yeah, I blame TikTok for spoiling everything.
Honestly, now I know when I see her putting it on, I'm like, oh, it's about to be that scene. Because honestly, so a little while ago, I did that whole like TikTok, like, what am I supposed to get my best friend? It's not like I can walk into Target and get like this, and the whole description of Rowan. And I was just like, okay, I need to do this for Maggie. But then I'm just like, okay, how do I describe Rowan? Like, I don't know much about him besides face tattoos, white hair. That's it. Didn't know his powers, didn't know anything. And I messaged Sam from Sam's Reading Addiction. I love her, by the way. Shout out to you. And I was just like, girl, help me out. How do I describe Rowan? And she like gave me like the word for word, that description, that's all her. And I was just like, yes, affinity for golden night robes. I was just like, yep, got to put that in there. And so then every time I would see like a Rowan themed like video, the nightgown was always in there. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, so that's
But it's like dating Rowan Whitethorn, and it's always like a girl in a golden nightgown and stuff. I love those videos on TikTok. I don't know about y'all, but it's like what it would be like. And then they say turn, and like people put effort in because they edit it outside of TikTok. So it's like they do so much effort for these videos, and some people don't get like many likes or like views and stuff. And I'm like, I save that shit and rewatch it over and over again.
I'll let it like play like 5 times in a row.
Yeah,
Seriously,
no doubt.
though, like it feels like you're literally in that universe. I don't know how these people are so talented. I don't know how to edit videos. Like it's so impressive, honestly.
Especially like the trailers.
Literally, like it makes you feel.
They get
like
goosebumps.
There, and
I
like,
get goosebumps.
do you guys remember that one I sent you of the Blood and Ash one?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yes, that one was so good.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was, I'm going to tag it in the description of this podcast video, just so everybody can go watch that TikTok video, because it looked like a literal book trailer from Blood and Ash.
It was so,
like it had
so good.
Everything, and like the whole, like, it just looked like it all went together. Like it was all literally from Blood and Ash, and no faces, nothing, but it looked perfect.
How do they, I don't know, understand how people pull all of these, like they pull from multiple like movies and TV shows, and they pull the most perfect moments. I'm like, that takes you hours to do for a 30-second video. And I'm like, the effort, the amount of people go into this. I'm like, thank you. And it gives me goosebumps. And then it makes me cry because I know it will never happen. Because I know Moss was supposed to, like, she had like a Queen of Shadows was gonna be like the TV series, because I think Throne of Glass cannot, sorry Apple lady, Throne of Glass cannot be a movie. It cannot. It's too much content to be a movie. It needs to be like a TV show. And
too many characters, so much story.
Yeah, too many plot lines connecting, and each book could be a 10 episode, 15 episode series. But we all got the notification.
Yep.
Yeah.
We all got we all got our book club notification. We usually see us all look down at the same time. But
that's so funny.
yeah, like I think it needs to be a TV show, and nobody has picked it up. And I'm like, do you know how much money you could make off of kids our age, young adult readers? Like the amount of merch you can have for that TV show. Like Shadow and Bone is coming out in April.
Dude, that mini trailer, I haven't even.
So good.
I haven't read.
So funny.
Yet. I haven't finished the last book, but I will get to it someday. And seeing that. And seeing The Crow, I was like, whoa.
Like, they had a big budget for this, I think. They had a big budget.
It's so funny, too, though, because that trailer is literally just, like, a deer and a crow and just, like, one line. And everybody's
like, everybody, when I went to the bookstore, when I worked the day it came out, and literally, like, so many people, like, we're sold out of, Shadow and Bone books. We only have Siege of Storm, and we have one Ruin and Rising book. Wow. We had King of Scars. It's sold out. We had like the nice foiled one sold out. I saw that in the back. We have a Six of Crows box set. I know it's going to be gone tomorrow if we put it out. I know it's going to be gone because somebody asked for me today. They're like, oh, do you have a box set? And I was like, no, we don't. And then we got it in like a couple hours later. But I really wish.
They're smart.
They are
smart because like they put that mini, like what, 10 second, not even, right?
It was like 5 seconds.
Literally put it out it's not coming out till April. Do you know how many people are going to start reading that series within this time? Like,
and it's just so funny because people on TikTok are already being like, Kaz is mine. I'm not gonna let any of these non-readers start liking Kaz. Like, I have complete ownership over Kaz.
Yeah.
And it's,
Yeah.
I just think it's the funniest
Like,
thing ever because everyone's gonna get so mad at these non-readers
people-
that are some like crazy fans now.
Yeah, like readers are going to be gatekeeping, and I think that's wrong. I don't think you should gatekeep, because if somebody gets interested in Shadow and Bone and then decides to read the book, you can't fault them for that, because sometimes they're not a reader and that show got them into reading. You can't, like, I started noticing that, but I noticed that people are also talking about the over sexualization of Kaz, which I agree with, because I don't think we should sexualize him because of his trauma and stuff. I don't think that's
Yeah.
right until we get his full story and stuff, because we have some of him, but there's still a third book coming out for the Six of Crows trilogy. Right?
And
There's a third
I've always thought, yeah, I think there's going to be a third one. And I've always thought it was crazy how everyone calls him a book boyfriend when, like, he doesn't even, like, do anything remotely, like, cute, gooey, like, sexual or anything with
He doesn't do
Dinesh,
anything
right? Like, so
sexual.
it's not like,
Yeah.
so I've always found that funny. I don't know. Like, I don't sexualize him because of his trauma too, but it's just like a lot of people still do, you know, and it's kind of wild. But
I still have not read it, but based off of kind of what everyone has, I know, sorry. But
For
based off-
audio listeners, I'm not looking at Grace anymore.
It's just like I kind of see the appeal, just like of what his demeanor is. Like, he's closed, he's cut off, he's very calculating. He wants to do something and he gets it done. And I think that that's a key point in like a book boyfriend, building a book boyfriend, is that they have a goal, they will go for it. They will do anything for it. And a lot of people, book readers specifically, will think, okay, once they find love, they're gonna do anything to make sure that that person is set. And yeah, you can assume that, but Kaz, I don't think is like that. I mean, yes, he has this thing with Dinesh, but
Very
there's
subtle with Dinesh.
yeah, it's very subtle,
it's
and
subtle.
and I think that that's why people like blow it out of proportion, because like he cannot be like all of these other boyfriends, touching and being very like open and just like loving this girl. Like he's not like that. And so any little thing that he does is like that's it, he's ready to propose to her, like, and it's kind of like
He's not there. I don't think he ever will be there. I don't think him and Inej will ever end up together. I don't think because you remember as I was just about to spoil it. I'm not gonna say it.
It's okay, you can.
Okay. I'll spoil it. She says like, Kaz, I'll have you without armor or not at all. And
Not
it's
at
kind of like
all.
she's the type of person where she needs somebody like that. And Kaz isn't that person. And I think that's why they will never, like, I love them, I ship them, but I don't think it would ever work out between the two, because she needs somebody and he needs something different. But they also work so well together, and you can tell that they love each other and they're too scared to admit their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so we have to move on
You do.
because I'm keeping us on a tight schedule because we have 15 minutes left. So we're going to do a quick game of Rip It or Ship It. We saw it on TikTok, right, Grace? Who was the creator that you saw it on?
Yes, so this idea goes out to Life by M. I think Book Life by M. I think
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, we're going to look it up to make it sure that it's correct, because I saw her do this and I was just like, it's Book Life by M. She's on TikTok, Emma Bosworth. She did this video series on her TikTok where she would pick out book characters from a hat at random, pick out two, and she would either ship it, these characters go together, or rip it, meaning that they would not be compatible in any way. So Maggie and I are going to call out two book characters, female, male, doesn't matter. And Kate will decide to ship or
Or
to
rip.
Okay, so this is based on like character personality. It's
Character-
not
Yeah.
like
personalities, not the worlds, not
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
cool,
just
cool, cool.
personalities. And if
personality.
you love or hate the characters, if you love and hate one character, if you love one character and hate the other, you're like, rip. No, this is not
Okay.
happening. Yeah.
This is exciting. Okay.
Even if like ship could also mean just like they would be amazing bromance relationship, like
Yeah.
friendship, or if they would like totally be like the amazing
No.
couple.
Or it's like, no, I don't want anything to do them to happen. Like, I think the one that you sent me, Grace, it was like the King of Hybern and the Darkling. And like, she's like, I ship it. She's like, yes, they deserve each other.
Yes.
So
So I think how we're gonna do this. Maggie, do you have paper?
I do
or
have
a notebook?
paper.
Okay. So then I'm gonna
We'll write
get
a name.
We'll write a name down.
Okay.
Okay, we'll count to 3 and we'll show it to the screen. Let me get my paper and let me get my marker.
Okay. I got my marker right here. My little $1 marker from Target. Oh, I have to show people. I got like this thing from Target, and it's like an online like order tracker. It's really interesting. I
Ooh.
got it from the dollar store, or not the dollar store, Target like dollar section, and it has like online shopping on it. And so like I can keep track of like my bookish subscriptions now and like when I get them. So it has like name, item, cost, tracking number, the date you ordered it, and then the date you received it. So it's
I
like
need
it
that.
helps me keep it in track. And it was like $1 at Target.
I
need that.
really need that. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I made so many orders on Black Friday and I just like still have no idea where they are
No,
and I'm
remember.
not keeping track about
Yeah.
like any of it.
Me ordering multiple editions of the same book and forgetting
How
that.
many did you order? 4, 5?
For the How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories, I ordered 4.
4. I was right.
4. To be fair, to let me explain. I always knew that the original edition was going to be for a TikTok giveaway when I knew the book was going to come out. So I ordered that one specifically for a giveaway. I ordered the Barnes & Noble edition because I have the Barnes & Noble edition in the rest of the series, and they got a
Keep
match.
it going, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think a little bit after that, I ordered those way back. And then a little bit after that, I ordered the one from Holly Black, personalized for her to sign. And then during Notebook by November, Owl Crate had one. And I mean, if you saw my TikTok video,
Incredible.
It's gorgeous.
and gold foiling is one thing, silver foiling is another on white, but that teal
The
on
teal.
white,
It's so good.
immaculate.
It's so good.
Okay.
so
God, my AirPods are dying. Wait.
It actually ends up sounding better just on
regular
without
Zoom.
yeah. That's what I've
Regular.
noticed. Yeah.
Kate's like, what am I doing with my life?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, wow, that's great.
It
Yeah.
sounds way better now.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
In the hallway's gonna hear me. We're good.
Okay. So,
Thoughts. Come on, Maggie. Telepathy. Let's make
okay.
here.
Okay. You ready? Okay. We're going to give each other 10 seconds. So, Kate can count us down 10 seconds, and we have to write a book character's name on it. Okay. You ready?
Okay.
Kate, you can
10.
count us down.
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I think it looks backwards.
No, it looks right.
Wait.
Does mine look right?
Wes and Kaz.
Yeah.
It looks right. I was surprised.
Okay.
Okay, wait. So who's Wes from?
Fable.
Oh,
Fable.
okay. Isn't it West
Yeah, it's Wes.
with the
West.
T?
West.
Oh,
It's not West with the T.
I thought it was West with the T. Where am I
I
getting
thought
this
it was West with the T.
Not West with the T.
We're done. Okay, so do you ship it or rip it?
from?
Oh,
Rip it.
okay.
Why?
Okay.
Honestly, I feel like it's the same thing though. I don't really ship Kaz with anyone right now.
Yeah,
Right? Like if I'm not shipping him with Inez, or if I don't think that he's gonna work with her, like I can't really put him in any relationship. Like,
Honestly,
but he'd be a
I
good
think-
bromance.
yeah. I feel like
I feel about that. I feel like Wes would like literally not want to take anything from Kaz, and Kaz would literally hate Wes for
That's
trying
true.
to like do his own thing.
That's true.
But I feel like both of these groups have the same sort of situation where it's like we have this like close knit crew, but you're not supposed to tell them any personal details about yourself. Like you always
Yeah.
keep everything within yourselves so that nobody knows all of like your secrets. That's so weird because they kind of work.
They have the same like found family dynamic,
Yeah.
but Six of Crows is a lot darker, and Fable is a little more like piratey shit.
Yeah, okay, we gotta move on. We have
Okay.
gangs and pirates. That's the basically same thing. Pirates
Yeah.
are just gangs. That's all I Okay.
All right. Counting down from 10 again?
Yep, countdown.
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, you ready, Grace? Oh!
Oh my god, I ship. Definitely. Those two.
Lou and Poppy. Lou from Serpent and Dove series, and Poppy
And-
from Blood and Ash.
Yeah,
I shipped that too.
I shipped that really hard.
Oh my god. I feel like they'd be
Love how
perfect
our
together.
mind works, Maggie. We both
Yeah.
chose girls this time.
Lou is kind of like Castile. Like the
Yeah.
cockiness, the sarcasm, the experience. Like I feel like they would really
The
work together.
badassery, kind of like
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay. You ready for the next one?
Should we count down from 5 now? Make it quick?
Yeah.
Yes.
Split second decision? Okay.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh wait, no.
Cassian and Cal. Wait, is that Cal from Aurora Rising?
Aurora Rising. Yeah.
Wait, Cassian and Cal would be perfect together. I ship.
I like how I was like, wait. I saw it and I was like, wait.
Oh my gosh. I love those two.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we can do two more.
Two more is good.
Okay.
I'm just gonna write it underneath Cal, so I don't waste too much paper. Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wait. I don't know how to spell her name.
I'll be able to guess.
I think it's this. Okay. Ready?
Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1, show it.
Alex and Laya.
Okay, so
I'm an
Alex
Emperor
from and Alex from Red, White, and Royal Blue.
I haven't read that book. I haven't read it yet. So I don't have the knowledge to make this decision.
Okay, Maggie, since you've read both of them, do you think that they would be a cool bromance friendship or a ship?
Who, Laya and Alex?
Yeah.
No, I rip it.
Rip it.
I
I
rip
kind of
it.
have that vibe too, even though I have not read the book. I kind of have that vibe from Alex. Okay, last one. Let's make it a good one.
Okay. Give us 10 seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, you ready? Show it.
Rowan and Ash. Wait. Yeah. I ship it. Definitely.
I almost chose Cassie. I was like, oh, maybe I should do Cassie. I was like, no, Rowan.
Oh my god, I wish it was like
So fun.
Fenris and Dorian. That's like
Fenris
my
and
ultimate,
Dorian.
ultimate ship. So cute.
Come on, we got to do one more. Last one, because I think it's so fun.
Okay.
And then that's it. And then that's it. What last one? Make it a good one.
Okay.
I think I'm going to choose one from my Instagram poll that I asked everyone who would be their best book boys. So I think I'm going to
Okay.
pick one of those.
Okay.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Grace is still going. She's like writing as fast as she can. Okay, you ready?
Warner and Bryce Quinlan.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
No.
I feel like he's too young for her.
Yeah, and she's too
Like,
bad.
she's like 25, right? Like,
yeah.
that's tough. I rip it.
How old is he?
He's 20.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not that far.
As a 24-year-old.
As a 24-year-old myself.
20 is a long way. 19 is a long way. 19 and 20 is right there.
Don't hate on me. Don't hate on me.
I'm sorry. No. I'm saying this because a friend, I guess, who was 19 tried to
hit you up.
Tried to hit me up. And I was like, oh, honey, child, please.
No.
I need a man.
Okay, so right before we leave, we asked our Instagram followers, I said, let me check it. I said, what makes the perfect book boyfriend? And Kate, you responded with saying, willingness to die for me is a necessity.
Number 1. They have to die.
I have to agree with that. Like, Rowan, willing to die for me. Asriel, willing to die for me. Castile, willing to die for me. Khalid, willing to die for me. Willing to kill for me, too.
Yeah.
All of them would kill for me.
Imran said, if he's mean to everyone but has a soft spot for you.
Hates everyone but you. That's my favorite trope or whatever. It's the best.
Well, listen to this one. Brenna said, from Chronically Brenna, she said, he's good at listening to your needs and wants and doesn't hold you back. Love that. Need a man like that.
Kingdom of Halivard said the same, where she was like, protectiveness, but also letting his significant other be her own person. None of this Tamlin nonsense. And I agree with that. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like, the being able to be two separate people while also like being in a relationship at the same time.
Yeah, kind of creating that partnership, because let me get into my mode. Like there's a thing that people don't understand about being an actual partnership and being in an actual relationship. Like, yes, you love each other, yes, you want each other around, but love can only take you so far. What after that? Where is the growth? Where is the compatibility? You ask these people who have been married for 60 years, for 30 years, and love is not the reason why they stuck together. It's that sense of partnership, of growing together, of facing problems and going to each other's strengths. Like, he may be able to do this one thing, but he needs his women there to support him. And that's the sign of like a great man who listens to the woman, who takes in her insight and understands, like, yeah, I need to make a decision, but I need someone there with me. And the same thing for a woman. A woman can go off and she can go and be a great leader and take on the world, but a woman who does that, she kind of also wants someone to take care of her, and you need that other half there who's gonna do that, and both sides need to be there. So having both, you need both. You need a balance. That's all.
I completely agree. And also, I think it's so funny that Tamlin has not come up once in this whole conversation.
So surprised.
I know. Only Kale.
Yeah. But it's probably because we're on a short leash today.
Yeah, I think we'll talk about it with Aaron. He's more of a villain, I feel like. Or I feel like he's also very misunderstood, Tamlin. I think we haven't gotten his whole story yet. I think we realize, like, him and Nesta, we have not gotten their full, like, redemption arc. We have not got a Tamlin redemption arc, which I honestly hope we get a Tamlin redemption arc.
Oh, so. And we're definitely going to bring up a lot of ACOTAR, breaking down all the nitty-gritty things in January, right before.
Yeah, with Melissa.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. One more thing that makes a good book boy.
I'm gonna sneak in my answer real quick.
Okay.
Black hair.
Savannah's Bookstagram says hot, smart, black hair, cool eyes, wears black, smexy, mean, but nice to the main character.
Yeah, I think that wraps up everything we said about a book boyfriend. Black hair. Rowan does have white hair.
Oh my god, guys. I didn't even say two of the people from my favorite series, which is Carden. Okay, he's a unique one. There is nobody out there like him. And also Elias. I didn't even mention Elias.
Elias.
Okay, he's
Elias Ventura.
definitely in my top 5.
Oh yeah.
How did I forget about him? I feel so bad.
Man. I mean, I've only read In Ember and the Ashes, but that scene where he whispers into her ear, I'm like, oh, please, I will lend you my ear. Honey.
Hi, Elias. You could.
Again, I haven't read the whole series, and I know something's a little off with him, so we'll see what happens. Because I've heard mixed things. We'll see. This answer, I do want to share it. It's from W. Here Skies Are Blue. Emotionally unavailable. JK. He's not afraid to chase after you. That's literally word for word her response.
Love that.
Yeah.
Not afraid to chase after you. We need that.
I also feel like the emotionally unavailable is so true too, because like you see it with like Rowan. He's so emotionally unavailable, but he's able to like heal and like be the person that he's always wanted to be, and like be a better person than what he was with Maeve with Aelin. And I think that's also definitely what makes a really good bookish boyfriend and like a really good book boy, is that like healing. They have some sort of healing in their life through their significant other or through a friend. So
yeah, definitely. One last post that I did who were the best book boys, and I posted this kind of late last night, so not many people got to respond, but I'm just gonna call out a few that were there. We have Hawk from Blood and Ash, of course, Damon Black from the Lux series, Cassian, Reese and Kai, Peta, Will Herondale, Hawk Flynn, which is Henry, Lorcan, Henry from Addie LaRue, Aaron Warner, Castile, though. That was from you. Kaz, Nikolai, Percy, Cassian again, and Sasha from Sick Kids in Love. I haven't read that.
I haven't read that either.
Definitely looking in.
I feel like for us, it's Castile is our main. For all of us, Castile is like, for me, it's like my top 2 are Castile. Well, Rowan is my top. Nobody can trump Rowan, but Castile is my second favorite because like I think it's still an ongoing story, so I'm still so enthralled in who Castile is, and I can't wait to reread the series. But I also will never feel the way I felt when I first met Cass. And when I went through the first book, how I knew everything that was gonna happen. I called it out so fast. I was like, Grace, this is gonna happen. This is who Castile is.
I'm like, what? No, really? How? Really?
You're like, wow, you noticed a lot. I was like, yeah, like you didn't know? And she's like, no. She's just trying
I
to
did a good job of being the friend, not to spoil and let you.
I didn't spoil much. I didn't spoil something so big. It literally was so insignificant.
A major plot point in Kingdom of Flesh and
It was not a major plot point. It was not.
It led to a big argument.
But it wasn't actually true what I said.
Anyway.
What I said actually wasn't true. So technically I didn't spoil it.
So
either way, I always think that if Maggie gets to claim Rowan, and Grace, you always claim Cassian. I always say that Cassian. Okay.
Okay. Slow your horse there.
Whoa.
I will equally share Castile because Castile would be into that.
And I mean, he's definitely got it in him to kind of go a long way. So I think he'll be there.
Oh my god.
Can we not say that?
You're not lying though. You're not lying.
You're not wrong. She's not
I'm not.
wrong.
I'm not. I definitely.
Listens to the end of this podcast.
If you made it this far.
That's suitable for work, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a real after dark.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
Well, we have to end it here because it is time.
And that's sad that we're ending.
I know, but of course we're gonna have Kate on more. Kate is definitely gonna be a reoccurring guest for us.
Definitely.
We love Kate. She's such a great, amazing friend, and thank you so much for listening. Kate, do you want to plug your social media?
Yeah, sure. I just have my Bookstagram, which is at Nautical Reads, because I'm based out of the beach, so that's why it's beach themed.
And I have to say, her feed is like, it embodies her username. Like, it's such that ocean blue vibe. It's just like,
you have the mermaid bookends.
It's like all of her posts make me feel like I'm in the Hamptons along the beach at some like country club, and I open the sliding doors and I'm right there on the beach. That's how I feel every time I look at your feed. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I miss it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Merry Christmas too. Merry Christmas to everybody who's watching this, because this is Christmas Day when we are releasing this episode.
Everybody, do everybody want to show off their little Christmas sweaters?
Yes, I have a little cow Christmas sweater with little cows on it. What do you have on, Kate?
Mine is just a turtleneck my grandma got me. It's really special to me. It just has these little gifts on it, and yeah.
Grace?
I have a very special.
Oh, is it gonna light up? Oh, it's Mickey Mouse!
Wow.
It's a Mickey Mouse sweater.
That's
exclusive content for the YouTube viewers, right?
Yes, exclusive content for YouTube viewers.
I have snowman here, candy canes, all of my favorite things. This is my Disneyland Christmas sweater 2019. So
that's a great.
Amazing.
That's my home, Disneyland.
Can you wash that?
No.
That's what we were talking about earlier, Kate. You can't wash that. So
I have one that lights up and it's just like stained and smelly, but
it's literally wear for like 10 minutes and take it off. This is the most I've worn it. But it's smart. That's why you have to make sure that you're nice and clean, no food around.
Breathable.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to this very special episode with our best friend Kate, and we hope to see you next week on our New Year's special. This will be
capping off 2020.
2020. Yeah.
A year of book talk, a year of reading. So many journeys that we're going to talk about.
It's going to be really special, and you can always check YouTube at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Wow, that's how you say it. Central Standard Time for our YouTube upload, and then 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for our Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of the other podcast apps that we upload onto are at 6 p.m. And always exclusive like video content will be on YouTube for like showing off stuff like the book or like reaching around showing like our outfits today and like what we look like in our pretty little faces. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later, or listening. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.